is up?
Hey, what's going on?
Like after all the electricity, we're here now. So as you guys know, Wednesdays are Mischiefs Electric Chair, and tonight we have Mike Ferguson. He's the best. I've worked personally in one film, same set. We worked on two other films, but we were not there at the same time.
What movies were those?
Terror Tunes 4
That's
and
right.
shit, what was the other one?
I've seen footage from that.
Have you?
Oh, yeah, it looks amazing.
You're the devil, right?
No, I played
No.
two roles in this. No, that's a red herring. I played two roles, but I can't reveal anymore. Some amazing special effects, and I do what I do is I kill people. So
I'm trying to remember what the other one is. Eric will find out for me. It's on my IMDb. Go look.
yeah, it's not on my IMDb. It's the devil's. That's a red herring.
No, I know. Yeah, for the other movie that we're in together, but I can't remember what the other one is.
Oh, this is so rude, but hold on one second.
Yeah, you're totally fine.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
This is Nate from Mischiefs Casting. Am I speaking to Michael?
Yeah, you're speaking to Mike Ferguson.
How are you, Mike?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. Thanks for asking. I just wanted to check your availability for a music video shoot tomorrow.
Yeah, sick. What time?
So it's for a King Von music video. The rate is $200 for 8 hours. We just wanted to see if you'd be available for this.
Yeah, I am on avail, and then you're going to submit. Cool. Yeah, I'm totally in.
Okay, cool. So we'll keep in contact, but we're just checking your availability.
I got you. I'm not booked. I know. Got you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Sorry about that. That's how working actors make a living, is we're whores for the phone calls.
I feel it. I totally get it.
I apologize.
Let's see. I was like, no, I have to. I'm checking because it's going to bother me until I do. Oh, Z Dead End.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't heard of any more dates on that, so I don't know.
Yeah, the last I knew was last November was the
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's hard. It's horror business, man. We're going to work in 100 more movies together. That's how it goes.
Exactly. Yeah. Super awesome to work with you. Fun to watch you work. You had no voice though when I met you the first time.
What? It happens a lot. I do a lot of screaming, loud talking, or other things that ruin my voice. But I still go on. I keep going. Yeah, that was we were on Clown Motel 2.
Yep.
I just wrapped Night of the Zomghouls with Sean C. Phillips. I'm drawing a blank, but with a great cast. James Duvall, my good friend Sadie Katz. I lost my voice screaming in Latin over and over and over again. It wasn't Latin. It was a thing from Excalibur, The Summoning. And so I just kept screaming that over and over and over again. And it worked. I saw it. It's pretty terrifying.
Good. I'm glad.
But I lost my voice because of it. And I remember Joe's like, the director of Clowns Motel's like, you got lines? And I'm like, I'll be just as good without lines.
You're like, I'll just bring it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you did. You did just fine. I don't think that character needed a voice, honestly.
No, I was terrifying and weird. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's clown shit, you know.
Yeah.
I live that every day.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So you were at the premiere? Yeah, we were all at the premiere.
Yep. Yeah, I was
one of the first. I think one of the first edits. He has. I think it's getting close to being finished now.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I did the Los Angeles premiere, and then we did one here in Nebraska too.
Nice. How is Nebraska right now?
We had so it was 80 degrees yesterday, and we had tornado weather, and today it was 40.
Wow.
So.
I just took vacation. I just went to Disneyland and I did Comic-Con. Then I went to Disneyland and took a cruise to Mexico.
In one weekend?
Last week.
For a week. That's still a lot.
Yeah, I just got back like literally yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
And it's funny because I left my cellular on like an idiot. And I thought I was on the ship Wi-Fi.
Oh no.
And I get blowed up. Now I took one that was a job. I'm like, yeah, I will work with you. Yeah. You want me to play that? Yeah. And I'm realizing I'm eating up all my time and they send me the thing. And then somebody else hits me up about a job. I'm like, yeah, I'll take a job. Probably cost me $1 million through Verizon. Those bastards.
For sure.
Yeah, but I got a couple jobs. I
You're
got
like,
to swim
sure,
with
yeah.
dolphins.
There you go. That's tight though. That's the beauty of the the indie actor industry, for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, look, man. I mean, I'm a Ronin as an like I said, if I don't feel like I'm on set, I feel like I failed. And I mean, this is all I do for a living is
Hmm.
act. I have no other job. I used to say I tattooed. I occasionally work in North Hollywood, which is once every couple months. And it's a good friend of mine owns that shop. It's a great shop. Great people work there. So if you want a great tattoo, go check out Black Mirror Tattoo Gallery in North Hollywood. I'm occasionally there. You can sometimes talk me into going there. There's a really famous photographer who came and just did a photo shoot with me, and I'm about to go in and tattoo him and then dip out. I'm going to do LA on his hand. And he's here from Germany. He's shooting in Vegas right now. He just did that hammer shoot with me. Then we're going to continue, I think, that whole, but he does a lot of black metal stuff.
Yeah,
So
that's the
I
one you
like
just
that
posted,
stuff.
right?
It's very theatrical. So
Hmm.
I think this weekend I'm going to do that and then do a photo shoot with him.
Yeah. Is that the one that you just shared pictures from the other day?
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
he literally came over and he's like, "Do you have any props?" I'm like, not really." He's like, "Use this hammer," and I was like, "Sick." And we went and did a bunch all around my complex and things. He drove out from wherever he's staying. It was actually like a 20-30 minute drive. Shot me all around my complex. Sent me those right before I went on my trip. It's like, here's the first little batch. He's like, "Want to shoot with you again?" I was like, "All right, sick." And he held the other pictures hostage until I tattooed his hand and shot with him again, which I'm okay with because that's some sick like I need
Yeah,
cool
he's
looking
good.
photos.
He's really good.
Yeah. So he works for a metal label, and I met him a couple years. I was 2019. I was working at a shop in Huntington Park, vintage tattoo, and I just got back shooting Death Squad. I was kind of full time acting, but I still had a couple days. I was picking up a week at a tattoo shop towards the end of the year. Worked on a couple movies too, and I just ran into him. So he did these series of photos of me, these street photos, and they were so good. I used them for headshots through COVID. They worked. And then I saw him, his stuff, and then he just hit me up 3 years later. "Hey, I'm going to be in LA. I'd like to shoot you again." He's like, "Do you still work at that tattoo shop?" I'm like, "No." So he just drove out to my apartment. I'm like, sick.
There you
That's
go.
the glory. That's the cool thing about LA is
Hmm.
that you stick here for a little while. I live literally right off Hollywood Boulevard in Sunset. I was watching some filmmaker show where he's driving by my house. And it's a really nice walking area. I just went out, worked out, did laundry today, uh, went and had cake and pie after
There you
slow
go.
cooking meat all night. Said so. I just chill in between roles, and like this new movie I'm about to shoot in May, Vengeance.
Hmm.
Got a really good role in there. I just got the final shoot copy script, so I was going through that when I first linked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm really excited to be on that. It's a really great cast.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about Amityville Uprising. Uh,
Look, Amityville Uprising was written and shot by a really good friend of mine. Great team. I'm friends with both of them, the team and the director and writer. And I met Thomas Churchill through online, and he's like, I want to work with you." I was like, "I want to work with you." Then prior to COVID, we went to Oscar party, Sue Wong.
yep.
Through the gracious Jimmy Starr, we met, and literally, I met with him, and because of COVID, everything got slowed down and budgets dropped, and this part was always intended for me, Lance McQueen. It's the coolest, like Amityville Uprising is an '80s like straight throwback. If there was no cell phone in there, it's an '80s movie. I wish they would have put a old punk rock metal soundtrack to it because that's what that is. But it's a cool movie. It's very nostalgic for me. It's something I would have watched when I was a kid. And I remember I was training pretty hard. That was like COVID, and I had a little bigger in size back then. And through COVID, I had this little tiny 2-bedroom bungalow, and I have a loft bed because I still live in a tiny place. And I had a 2-bedroom bungalow, but the room was packed with an elliptical machine, a workout gym. And so all I did was eat, sleep, and eat. I eat, sleep, and work out. And I'd done a couple other roles a little bigger in size. But it costs a lot of money to eat all that food to stay a good size.
For sure.
Yeah. And so I was just like, nah, I'm not going to keep doing it. But yeah, it was honestly an honor to work for him. He wrote that role for me. It worked. The movie is critically panned, but it's exactly what it's supposed to be. I'm happy as hell about it. It's done really, really well. It's done the best of all of Thomas's movies. And he's got another 8 coming out on Lionsgate. Well, I could be lying. It could be 7. I don't. He's got a large number, so he's been a good friend of mine for a long time. And that crew as well. Los Angeles are all great guys and good friends of mine too.
So you have a comment. They like your tattoos.
Hey, sick, awesome.
If anybody has questions, feel free to ask, and I'll kind of pop them up as we go along.
Yeah.
So as far as I've known you and the stuff that I know about you, you play mostly like bad guy, rough 'em up characters, right? For the most part.
I was, and that's changed quite a bit.
Has it?
I did. I just did a drama called Shadow Marsh. It's me driving my niece that I've been taking care of for the past 5 years since her mother passed, my sister, and it's me trying to connect with her, and she gets horrible stuff happens, and I can't do anything to stop it. Which I was a lead in with Lou Temple, Felisa Rose, Dave Sheridan, and it's a supernatural drama, and I can't wait for it to hit streaming. It's on physical copies now, and we just started well, that's my dad. But we started a press campaign for that right now. We just did call signs and all that for streaming and media. I went and met with the leading girl, my niece, and we just did a whole photo shoot and an interview, and that's going to be coming out soon. And I've been doing kids shows. Like the weirdest thing happened.
The YouTube stuff, right?
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah.
I was working with this kid, Ryan Prunty, and this was a business. This is not. These are smart young men, 20s and 30s, that I was filming at the old Frank Sinatra mansion. My rate was higher than that of most of the indie films we do. And it was daily. And it was great. And he was getting, he had 1.6 million subscribers. He was getting 2 million views, 1.8 million views from some of the series we did. Then along came a young kid who wanted me to play the same character. Well, I'm Mike Ferguson, bounty hunter. I'm not a fictitious, I was a character I was developing prior to COVID. I had my own pilot. Asked me to go on his channel, and he is a younger crowd. It's 6 to 12, and so I went with him, and within 4 or 5 months, he went up 3.5 million subscribers on YouTube. And I play a big, dumb, goofy bounty hunter trying to do the right thing all the time. It's like Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, I think I watched one of those. I think that's one I watched first, and then I went to the other kids' channel.
Yeah, the other kids' shows play more real-ish, but it's we were shooting at the thanks Frank Sinatra mansion, very big, very very tight. When I got with Topper, he started. He was very much doing the same thing Ryan was, but then completely did something different with him when I was on that ride. Dad, it's going to be okay, I promise.
Hi, Dad.
But yeah, he I don't know where I was going with that. I'm sorry, I got lost. Dad just tripped me through a loop.
You're totally fine. Oh goodness. Okay, so Three Witches Entertainment. Do you drink coffee, and how do you drink it?
Listen, I drink the hell out of coffee. Coffee is my life. It's funny because I don't like drinking water for some reason. But I have a problem with it as I've gotten older. Like I used to be great with it, but for some reason, I drink coffee like a half a pot a day. So I make a pot in the morning and I drink that all day. And I like really foo-foo creamers. Like I have peppermint chocolate pepper, some peppermint creamers. I have some vanilla caramel. I like really fancy creamers, sugary and whatever.
Well, I mean, it makes it taste better. I'm not a
Yeah,
coffee drinker at all, so
I used to drink black coffee for years and stuff, and an old business partner of mine. I was going through a situation, and I was staying with him, and he drank Chris Earl. He drank Foo Foo Creamer, and he brought me to the dark side of that. There's no going back from those calories. They're
no,
loaded
there's
with it. It's
so
Sugar
many,
City.
so many calories. Fruit,
Yeah, yeah.
for sure. All right, so I think we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to listen to a commercial from Dezea's Creep Shop.
Sick.
Yeah, maybe we'll do it. Maybe producer. And we're back. That was a
That's
look
pretty cool.
at Dezea's Creep Shop. Lots of she makes all that by hand. I don't know how she
Wow.
does it, but it's awesome stuff. I like the my crystal ball thinks you're full of shit shirt. I need one.
Yeah, yeah. It was dope stuff. It was really cool stuff.
Hell yeah. Three Witches said cookies and cream is the best creamer.
No, I believe you. Yeah. I can't deny that. I can't even say anything about that.
Yeah, I could not. No way.
Yeah, I literally, I get up and I have a building with no stairs, with all stairs, no elevator, so that I can eat garbage all the time.
Right.
Because I got to go up to drive my car off. I got to go up 6 flights.
Oh my
Or
gosh.
to go down to do whatever, I have to go down 4 or 5 flights each time. So I got up earlier, just ran and got some cake, coffee, and really, there's a little coffee shop at the corner and pastry place, and ate a Haagen-Dazs ice cream. It was amazing.
And then none of the calories count because you walk the stairs. So
yeah, it works.
There you go. There's a question for you.
Well, getting into movies for me, I lived in Temecula, California at the time when I started acting, and I had a very specific look. I signed up with Central Casting, and first job I worked on was Switched at Birth, 5 days, 5 union vouchers. I was automatically eligible for a union, which I was, and I went from that. I just looked Facebook, I looked wherever where I get roles, and the next thing I did was a movie, and I actually got lines on it. Was for Timothy Woodward, who I ended up working with him on a couple other movies as well, and that was really because I had a look. The first movie I ever did was called American Violence, and it's I one of the producers. I came there to do stunts because I'm a big guy and I do stunts and I can do fight stunts. And one of the producers like, "Holy shit, you're scary. How do you feel about rape?" And I looked down and was like, "Yo, dog, let me call my wife and ask. Let me find out." And because it's a man in prison, and it was being shot tastefully. It was frame is way half cowboy, like
right,
chest to top of head. So it was it's all. And he was such a good actor. And the first lines out of my mouth in a feature film with Gronk, Bruce Dern, Denise Richards, Quali Mann, who's been in a bunch of Gerard Butler movies. I was raping him. The first words out of my mouth was when I was raping that guy in a movie. And I didn't understand, I was put in a great position, but what would you do? And it was so real, like it was uncomfortable for the crew. The actor really fought me. He was Meisner. We didn't discuss it, but I believe that after me learning and starting to educate myself and starting to train with acting, I felt like I raped him afterwards, and he cried for 20 minutes afterwards.
Mm.
You
Well,
know what
yeah,
I'm
you
saying?
put
So
yourself there for sure.
yeah, we were there, and it was like it's like that Eminem shot a song. That's you got one shot. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it was such a horrifying scene. People talked about it even in the reviews, and it ended up being. And then I ended up working more for Timmy from that. But I just went all in. Like I was like, wow, what terrifies me? What about things? And I did that, and it was very tight. So it's all insinuated or whatever. And we talked about comfort zones beforehand. Me and the lead was the lead of the movie, and we figured it out and did it, and it made the crew so uncomfortable. One moment they're like, "Hey, we need to stop." The director's like, "No, keep fucking rolling." And yeah, and that was my foray into acting. And like I said, find some place or be some place, sign up for central casting or find where they're looking for extras. Get as much set time as you can. Hell, I still do background. I
Hmm.
don't look. I live in LA. I just did a background role. It paid me $400 or $500. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, with COVID tests and everything else, and
Hmm.
yeah. So I mean, it's a no-brainer. If they call me, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm an actor.
Right.
If I'm not on set, I feel like I'm failing, and it's the only thing I really do to support myself.
Right.
I live in a small place, but I live off Hollywood Boulevard, in between Hollywood and Sunset,
Yeah.
in a very sought after part in Los Angeles. Uh, Barnesdale Art Park we're connected to, which is the guy from House on Haunted Hill, blah blah blah,
Hmm.
architecture, art nouveau, this places. So it's I've got to make a lot of money to live as meager as I do. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure. For sure.
And so yeah, I'm looking. You know what I'm saying? I've got scripts in front of me. People are asking me. They're like, "Hey, you put in for this project." Sometimes I don't even know what they're talking about. When he called me, I didn't know what the hell he was talking about. The guy that interrupted our interview just put me on a veil. You know, says he's checking my availability. I'm not hired for the job. If
Right.
I am, they'll call me back
Right. Just checking if you're available for it.
for tomorrow. Yeah, for
Right.
yeah.
And I
Of
feel like
course I'm.
there's no guidebook on how to get started and what to do because I fell into it accidentally myself. Mine
Yeah,
was I watched Clown Motel, and
yeah,
obviously I play a clown character online.
yeah,
So I did a review and I made a fake Clown Motel 2 poster before the
yeah,
Clown Motel 2 was even announced. I
yeah,
was making a joke. And
yeah,
Joseph Kelly was like, "Actually, I like your look. Do you want a part?" And I was like, sure. Why
yeah,
not?" And
yeah.
from that I've gotten multiple jobs, and it's like there's no
There's no
guidebook on.
exact science to it, but I mean, here's the
No.
thing: is that you just got to be available
Yep.
emotionally, physically, at all times.
Yep.
I just did a movie, and literally, it was so chaotic. I would figure out what I needed to do. It was very stunty. I would just shut my eyes until everybody had settled, and I'm like, "All right, where are we at?" And I was like, "I go right to it." You know what I'm saying? You just got to do whatever you got to do.
Yep.
Nothing's ever what you think it's going to be,
No.
especially. It's funny. One of my friends who's a producer, they're like, Mike, you'll act on anything. It's funny. They'll say they'll pay you in a ham sandwich. You'll be like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
It,
Pretty much.
it's because I like to work. And
Yeah.
like I said, I'm learning constantly, camera angles, stuff like that, improv. Uh, I don't take acting classes anymore, but I'm on sets at least 2 to 3, if not 4 or 5 days a week with something new or new projects. I'm booked most of uh, most of next month. I have some other stuff that's around the corner that I've got waiting on finances on some movies. You know how it normally goes.
Oh yeah. Especially indie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It does, on any movie. It's not just indie.
Really.
On any movie. The next movie I do is SAG, is Vengeance. I do, and that's up north with Falcon Pictures. But it's a SAG film, and I got a good role. And I've got other SAG projects and stuff coming too, but it still is unreliable. It's
Hmm.
not constant unless you're regular on a series. It's not constant. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? I have some friends that are soap opera people, and they kill it, but that is so much dialogue in large chunks. Not
Hmm.
like they work hard. Like that's a whole different type of acting. And I'm not saying I want to do it. I like to work, but it's a whole different type of acting, and
sure.
it's yeah, man, just to stay consistent and busy and working with relevant people. And it's been
Mm-hmm.
a real blessing lately. I've been able to like relevant in music, relevant in
Yep.
rap, relevant in YouTube, relevant in trying to hit it from every angle and every side right now. And you know, Topper, he has 28 million on TikTok. One of our, you know what I'm saying? That's he has 6 million, 6.5 million now on YouTube. But that's exposing me nonstop to a
Yep.
different crowd where I was playing the bad guy before. Now I did a show called Death Squad that's on the CW, and it's me playing an ex mercenary, ex pro MMA guy. When you meet me, I'm the first person recruited for this Death Squad, and I'm fighting a legal fight in some other country, and the commander comes and recruits me, and then we go to an offline Russian biological lab. Sound like something? Who cares? It's awesome. It's an
Right.
80s throwback, but it's on CW now. So that's another blessing where I play a guy, Greg Thompson, who's principled and honored. And then you know, I have all these roles where I just movie just released where and I've been working with a lot of kids lately. The movie Last American Horror Show, I play a child killer, a mass child killer. So it wasn't really publicized at that. I mean, they mentioned a couple times, a couple of interviews or whatever, but that's what I'm in there for, and I'm on death row for that. And they used me as the publicity campaign. I'm the guy on the poster that's just like Amityville Uprising, guy
Yep.
on the poster, blah blah blah. And it was, I thought that was odd. I made a likable child murderer, and I made it work. And you know, how do you do that? You know, I had a friend who's a way better actor than me, Mike Markov. He was on Death Squad with me. He's by far one of the best actors. He's helped me with my craft so much. And yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that. I was just praising on Mike Markov.
That's totally fine.
But yeah, no, but Death Squad, it's been changing my character. And Amityville Uprising, I'm a cop, and I'm a police officer in Amityville, New York. Um, so I go from child killer to uncle, who's great, to cop in the first 3 months of the year. I had 6 movies released, and I'm really starting to. I think it's starting to work. I think a little bit. I just did a pilot with Kyle Turley. Oh God, who I'm gonna forget everybody. Rick Thorne, ex pro BMX guy. Jose Mangan from Sirius Satellite
Yeah.
Radio.
Mm-hmm.
One of my great friends, Jackson Everest, and it's a cop. It's kind of like Sons of Anarchy. You know, if you like Sons of Anarchy, you'll like this. It's a bunch of really good young actors, and us supporting them, being part of their journey of them being drug dealers, drug runners. And I just finished my part of the pilot, and I started very sweetly and ended very darkly. You know, and you know, but that's, I'm trying to have an equal dynamic. I have a very tough look. It's easy for me to be the killer, the thing, but I think that's cheap for people with tattoos to keep portraying them as
For
such.
sure. Mm-hmm.
So, and that's why I've been trying with YouTube or with my hands are tattooed, my faces are tattooed. I play a Night Carnage, a movie that's going to be out Lionsgate, I think third quarter. I play the guy who trained Van Helsing's son. Literally, it's a love story between a werewolf and a vampire, and I'm the bad guy who believes God is on my side and I'm doing the right thing. I'm putting these damn things down, well, whatever. But I got to do that movie with Sadie Katz. I got, again, another Thomas Churchill movie, and I've got some really, really good anti-hero roles coming. And I think it broke the type. And like I said, I didn't want to just be. It's easier to typecast me as criminal hell. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? I'm face tattooed. I'm kind of big and yoked. It's easy. If I can play different to that, which I did with Sean C. Phillips' first movie, Cheer Bloody Murder or whatever they
Yep.
call it.
Scream Bloody Murder. Yep.
Well, they could change the name.
Did they?
And I play a completely different character in that movie, and I played it straight as hell. It's a comedy in a lot of aspects of that. And I'm doing comedy, but I play mentally handicapped in that movie and have a really, really great arc. And I get to play off Robert Lasardo, and
He's so cool.
yeah, and we've got a great scene. And again, that was, Sean C. Phillips, love you, guy. Fucking love Julianne
Yep.
Phillips. Everything you guys are doing. Julianne, you're great. I'm trying to hit it every side. I did Amityville Karen, which was straight comedy.
Yep.
I play the captain, which is, and so I'm trying to hit it from every side because again, yeah, I look cool. I look cool, but I want to be more than just looking cool at the end of the day.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Is that I think there's a lot more stories I can tell that are interesting.
For sure.
At the end of the day, I was married for 20 something years and a father to 3 beautiful daughters. They're all adults now.
For sure.
I think there's a lot of interesting stories that can be told from many different perspectives that the tattoos don't hold me back for, if you know what I mean.
Right, for sure. Yeah, I feel like Robert Lazardo is another one of those that gets kind of typecast that way.
Yeah.
Because he just looks mean.
He's a fantastic actor.
He's so sweet. He's very sweet. I met him on Z Dead End. He's like
he's a fantastic actor. He goes so deep. He's a really good person, and his work shines when he's on film.
For sure, absolutely. I was like, I have a question for you. It's right here. They want to know what the name of that film with Jose was.
It's a pilot called Run Boys. I think they just finished with the 45-minute pilot. It's gonna be great. He plays a police officer, Jose Mangan from Sirius.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, he plays a police officer, and
that doesn't surprise me though.
Yeah, and I play a guy named Churchill, who's the right hand to the main bad guy, who thinks he's doing the right thing. I don't give a shit. I'm going to tell a little bit of the story. Thinks he's a preacher, and he runs drugs, and that these kids are doing what their dads did, run drugs for us. I'm part of the machine too, as I have to take out the trash sometimes, and it was a really my character arc on that is really good. So is Jose's. He's not who you think he is in this either. It's a very interesting show, and if you're a fan of like Sons of Anarchy, think of that, but with a younger, fresher, more diverse cast. And when I say that, it's something I don't think people have seen. I'm pretty excited by it. So I'm going to say thank you to Jeremy Swanson for putting me on that. And Rick Thorne, too, you dog.
Does it matter at what age you start acting? I would say probably not.
Absolutely hell to the no.
There's babies that people are like, hey, use my baby. Here you go.
I was a tattoo artist for 30 years, and I got into acting in my early-ish, mid-40s. I've only been acting for like 6 or 7 years, and I took a year off to legally grow marijuana in the state of California.
There you go.
And I did do an audition for a Coen Brothers movie then. But yeah, it's not. Look, acting takes a lot of time of your time. To have a personal relationship and all that stuff, it's not real. It's hard to do. I'm constantly busy. I have 3 scripts in front of me right now that I'm coming through. One I'm reading because they want to attach me to it. Another I'm reading because I'm filming it. It's a SAG film, but I've got to go through 106 pages.
Oh my gosh!
And find where my stuff is, and then start getting it's a shoot script, so it's a good, really good cast, which are they're all young and beautiful. And here's the thing: is I'm not a young beautiful guy. I know exactly who I am and what I am. I'm saying I got white hair. I'm acting. I'm still playing the tough guy-ish, boss-ish. Or the dad, and no, it doesn't matter because there's people of all walks of life that act, and you got to be realistic with what your aspirations are. To be in acting. Are you going to be Tom Cruise? No, I'm not trying to be Tom Cruise. I'm not trying to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm trying to be Mike Ferguson as roles and stuff like that. And again, like I say, I will work on pretty much anything. I won't do senseless violence or anything like that. I want to be. I just worked on an action movie, and I was like, "Yo, I don't want to sell anything. it means I don't want to get beat up. I don't want to sell punches or anything.
Right.
They're like, sick. I was like, am I dying? And they're like, nope. I'm like, sick. I'm in.
You're like,
You understand?
cool.
In the beginning, I couldn't make those decisions. You know what I'm saying? I
You just had
remember when I worked on Beyond the Law, I got a call 30 minutes prior, no, an hour prior to filming. Hey, I got a role for you. A half hour later, I'm sitting in a makeup chair looking at 4 pages of dialogue or action or whatever the hell I'm looking at, getting makeup done in 10 minutes. I got to do a stunt scene and have a ton of lines with the lead. And then I had more scenes after that, but that's how quick things go. And if I'm picking the kid up from school, or that's not going to happen. And there was, I knew that my look would take me pretty far, but I had to have all the other knowledge to go with it at the same time. And knowing that there was a definite path, being my age and with my look, but I had to hit it from every angle. Yeah, you can act. Look, there's tons of things you can act at any age. You can be any look because you look like everybody. Even if you don't look like anybody, there's still a spot for you in someone's idea or vision.
For sure. And there's no part that's too small either. I mean,
no.
Movies can't happen without background.
Yeah, so, I just read a really good short script, and they offered me what role speaks to you. I didn't take the lead. I was like, no, it looks great. I was like, I'm more interested in this other thing. And I'm like, okay. But it was like, yeah, but even background is important. Like it really makes that whole universe exist or feel real. So as real as you make it is as real as it gets, And I did, like I said, I gleefully will do background. I don't care. It's money. And I do lead roles. I do lead roles in independent films. I do lead roles on TV shows. I will still do background. I do not care as long as I'm still on set. Hell, I got a call for it. And with music videos and stuff, you realize that because I look so different, is I'm never really background. I'm always taking the artist, like in Five Finger Death Punch, bring him in, have heroes, lines, or can't say who I just worked with.
Right.
But I have a bigger part normally. Not all the time. Sometimes you see me for a second, but a lot of the time I'm getting in and out of a supercar while there's flames of a building going up, or you know what I'm saying? And it's I gotta look. I know that, so I'll put in for it. 200 for 8's a terrible day, but most of the time you're going to be there at least double that. So,
it's like band camp. They tell you one more time, and it means like 80 more.
yeah. So I'm like, sick, and I don't really have much of a personal life because of acting, but I just took a vacation, so that's the first one in 10 years. But yeah, you can act at any age, any look, doesn't matter. You doesn't. I've acted. There were guys that showed up. I was doing improv with on Ryan Prunty's show. The guy had a rascal scooter. He could not run or chase, and we were doing stunt stuff. And literally we made it work. Like his character worked, everything, and it was great. And it wasn't at his expense. It wasn't. It just worked, and how we played it off, and things like that are just awesome. You know what I'm saying?
That's awesome, for sure. Let's see. So, what do you have coming up that you can talk about that you would like to put out there?
So I just did Colonials at WonderCon, a panel for that. I think it'll be out this year, but they're going to do the full announcement at San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, okay.
And there is a card game, and I am the most powerful card in the deck. I actually did voiceover for this movie. It's got a great cast. Daniel Roebuck, who's in the new Addams Family, he's in this. Oh, yeah. It's got Jamie Bernadette. She's been in every horror movie known to man. Yeah. Greg Creek, I've done 2 movies with. I just did a Western last year with him. It's got a video game, a card game, and I'm the strongest. And Timmy from Lassie is in the movie too. Like it's a who's who, and it's my Star Wars. It's my chance to be Darth Vader, and I'm really stoked about that. I have The Last Deal, a weed crime movie, coming out I was doing the Boston premiere on the 15th. I was either going to go to the Boston premiere or go on a cruise. I went on a cruise. I feel a little bit bad, but I don't have a lot of family back in Boston. I called my cousin, and he was a little cold. I'm like, fuck it, I'm not going back to Boston. I'm going on a cruise and ride dolphins. So I did me, but that's gonna premiere, and I heard there's a premiere date for LA, which I'll be sometime in the summer. I have Homestead. I've got like 30. I've got 30 films shot that are done that haven't released yet. So they're all gonna release. I just don't know dates on them. Most of them will probably be this year. A lot of action, a lot of other things, some really good roles. Next movies I'm doing, I've got 3 or 4 in May. I've got a couple this month. There's June. There's a possibility of one going for a couple months. And right now, I currently, this year, I had Amityville Uprising, Hellblazers with Adrian Barbeau, Bruce Dern, Billy Zane, like Tony Todd. Like, I did another movie with Tony Todd last year. So I keep working with him. I got this new movie, Camp of Terror. We're about to start an Indiegogo on that, and then I just heard the cast, and I heard I've got some super dope relatives in this. I probably shouldn't talk about it, but I've got some really, really iconic relatives. And Camp of Terror, and I'm working with Felisa Rose again, who
She's
I
a
worked
sweetheart
with
too.
in Shadow Marsh. I worked with her in a lot of movies, and it's always an honor to work with her. That's for Thomas Walton, and my buddy Jackson Everest is one of the executive producers on that. And Jared Safier is involved, which he's a direct line. He gets all of his movies are on Lionsgate or some other big platform. So it's a really good team. I'm really excited about that. So they've got some people locked in, and they're building up even more. And I think they're doing a last run on Indiegogo before we start.
Very
But
cool.
I'm
Let me
excited
know.
about that.
Let me know when you share that, and I'll share it out on my.
Awesome. I appreciate you. Look, it takes a whole community to make films sometimes.
For sure.
Sometimes stuff's greenlit, and that's great because I get on those. Cool, you got this budget. Let's make it work. I've worked on 15,000 budgets for features to $18 million. You know what I'm saying? I'm all over the place on it. Like I said, you got a ham sandwich. Is the role interesting? All right, let's do this.
Is it a good ham sandwich?
It doesn't even have to be good. But if they supply me, and I sometimes, like, when I know it's going to be like a ham sandwich, I'm like, I need a pack of cigarettes every day, and I need a Monster. Those are the two things that give me life. So I know they're both bad for me, but those are when I'm stressed. You'll always see me when I'm stressed filming. I smoke a lot.
Yeah. I know. I like I said, you didn't have a voice when I met you. Yeah, and I don't know how you smoked quite a bit. I just started with a lot.
Yeah, when I'm stressed on set, that's what I do.
Animal crackers or fruit snacks? I can't remember what.
Yeah. Now I've been bringing these vapes with me to set, so I'm not, you know what I'm saying, with gross smoke mouth. It's a terrible habit. I'm trying to quit. One of the last of my. Look, I'm even drinking water.
Is it water or vodka though?
I don't really drink so much. I don't. Now that I'm a little older, my body doesn't. It takes me longer to recover, and I feel like shit. I still wake up. I could drink all night and still wake up at like 6. I'm like, but then I feel like shit for a couple days, and I'm just not. I'm not down for that no more. It literally stops me from doing stuff. So it's got no place in my life. Get the fuck on. Like I've had this bottle of Jack sitting behind me for almost a year, and yeah, if I'm out and about, or if I'm at a red carpet, yeah, I'm probably liquored up. But there's not enough of those to even matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, literally, if I'm at more red carpets than I am filming, then I screwed up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, yeah, that's the acting and filmmaking. That's the biggest thing. And eventually I want to direct, and I think I'm going to do that this year or next year, the beginning of next year.
Yeah, I think you would do well. I think you would do really well at it. The directors that I find that are the most like fun to work with are the ones that have acted themselves and have
Yeah,
done multiple jobs like camera and all that stuff.
yeah,
They just,
yeah.
I don't know, they just understand it a little better.
I think you really to be a great director, you really have to know every job from top to bottom. I'm not saying that they're, but literally, I've done transportation. I've been a grip. I've done second unit. You know what I'm saying? Because of stunts, I fill in where I have to. You know what I'm saying? Wardrobe, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Makeup, wherever I have to make sure that whatever I'm working on gets done. And by any means necessary. That's what filmmaking is a lot of the time. Run out of money, run out of light, run out. So you got to make it happen. You can't waste 100 takes on something. You got to get that shit. You got to mean it.
Oh,
As soon
for
as you
sure.
right off the gate. That's what it is for me, you know?
Hmm. Yeah, I think that day that we filmed Clown Motel, we started at like noon, and I don't think we were done till like 1 a.m. It
Yeah.
was late. It was like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. We were
Yeah, yeah. I
freezing
was
to death.
cold. I was freezing to
Yep.
death in a wife beater.
I
There's
had
no
just,
green room.
I had like
So
a
I'm
crop
sitting in a
top.
car
Yeah, it
for a
was cold.
shot for 4 hours. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. But it got done. It looks great. I saw
Yeah,
that
it
scene.
looked so good. It
Yeah.
looked really good.
Yeah. I think Joe Kelly did really well with that one. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, yeah. It was cold, but it got done, and it was fun time. Everybody had fun. It was a
yeah, I
really
got
fun
to hang
trip.
out with Paul. I got to hang out with my friends, is what it
Yeah,
was. We're all creating something and making something that'll live beyond us in
yeah.
some alternate universe. Look, I grew up doing into horror movies.
Hmm.
My hand says Dead by Dawn. Evil Dead's my whole thing. All my tattoos are like Planet of the Apes, or I have Star Trek on this side. I have a dialect from Doctor Who here. I've got Boris Karloff's Frankenstein.
Yep.
Yeah. So movies are my whole life, and they help me adjust. And when I was going through anxieties or whatever, when I was a kid, they were my babysitters. And I had a younger brother, so like in horror, always stuck out to me. Bruce Campbell,
Hmm.
you know, the greats. Look, Kurt Russell, for hell's sake. I mean, he's the coolest guy in the world. From horror to action to karate movies, he did it. And I really, I love Kurt Russell. I think he's a great actor, and he's one of my icons for what I'm trying, what I like. And you know, he's played so many different characters. And I'm just covered in tattoos, so I'm going to be the post-apocalyptic Kurt Russell.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's a bad thing.
Yeah.
All right. So where can they find you? Where can they find all of your stuff? Where can they kind of follow you and follow your journey and all of your
Okay, so I on Instagram you can follow me at Mike Ferguson 71. It has a link to my IMBD. I'm usually promoting at least 4 or 5 movies or have links to magazine articles where you can, like Last American Horror Show is streaming everywhere. Amityville Uprising is streaming as well as physical copies can be purchased at most Walmarts, Target, and pretty much anywhere they sell DVDs. Um, Tubi has Hellblazers. I just did a Lifetime movie that's on Lifetime channel you can watch called Lost Girls. Just came out. What else? I had a couple other movies come out. Oh, Amityville Karen, SRS Cinema. It's a comedy I did with Sean Phillips and Jessica Francesca. That's available. But also is Mike Ferguson 666 on Facebook. And Mike Ferguson, Professional Bounty Hunter for Hire on YouTube.
yes.
But yeah, I've got a lot of movies, like I said, that you can streaming physical copies. Shadow Marsh is available for physical copies right now, DVD, and believe it or not, VHS.
Someone said they pre-ordered Amityville Karen. That's awesome.
Thank you, Cody. I appreciate you for pre-ordering Amityville Karen. It's a hilarious. I did some really funny stuff in there. And I was very excited to work on that movie for a couple of days with Sean. He was directing and filming. He was doing everything.
That's
So
awesome.
it's a straight up made from love amongst a bunch of friends. So, and I was very honored to work with him so many times.
He's sweet. He's awesome too. Sean
Yeah.
Phillips.
Yeah.
Yep. All righty. So
Oh, I've got
go for it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Dustin
Yep.
Ferguson has a VHS of the Japanese re-release or something of Ebola Rex, a movie I shot in the middle of COVID. 35 minutes of Ebola Rex was just me and my roommate. We filmed it. He told us basically what he wanted in art for us to go. We took it. He gave us a lot of freedom. So for over half of that movie is my journey. And that comes out, the Japanese version comes out from Wild Eye the 15th of this month.
Very cool.
I've seen the poster. It's sick as hell. And it also has Mel Novak in it, which I just did last American Horror Show with Mel Novak.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
Anything else in your brain? Okay.
No, no. Keep you guys keep following me.
Yes.
And keep purchasing movies I'm in. Support independent cinema, independent horror. People doing stuff like this. The world is a weird, tough place. If we all support each other, think about doing a little bit of positive stuff. Look, I can't tell you how many times I'm in chaos. I just shut my eyes, meditate a little bit, and jump right back into eating a shit sandwich and doing it because it helps everyone. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And keep being interested in me because I'm having a really cool journey right now.
He is. Like I said, I've been following him for quite some time. We've had some pretty funny conversations. But yeah, he's definitely the snowball is rolling down the hill, and I don't think that you're going to be stopping anytime soon. So
yeah, it's a fun ride. I've got, like I said, I've got script after script after script. It's an adventure, and you know, it started like last year was when I really got crazy busy, and I was filming a movie in Texas, and then coming right back and filming a movie with Tito Ortiz and Chris Cyborg. Where 5 years earlier, Tito Ortiz, I was just the dummy who got killed by Tito Ortiz in a movie. 5 years later, I'm playing his best friend, killing right-wing Nazis over in Germany. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Growth. That's all that matters. Keep moving forward. That's all that matters. All right. Thank you for joining me, Mike. It's been awesome, as always. And thank you guys for tuning in. You guys have been awesome and very interactive tonight. We love you all, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. Bye.
Rock and roll.